यू वेलकम टू योर ओन यूट्यूब चैनल नर्चर्स। आज हमारे साथ हैं अंकित गुप्ता भैया। तो ही इज़ अ सीएससी ग्रेजुएट, वो इसी साल ग्रेजुएट हुए हैं 2021। और वो अपने कॉलेज में ही हैज़ गॉट द हाईएस्ट पैकेज और वो प्लेस हुए हैं एटलासियन में। सो बहुत सारे डाउट्स थे, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस जो कि इस साल जो भैया बच्चे आए हैं दे आर वेरी न्यू। और सबसे बड़ा बात है कि दे हैव नॉट गॉट एनी कॉलेज इंटरेक्शन व्हाट्सोएवर, सीनियर हो या मतलब जूनियर्स हो तो अब होगा भी नहीं उन लोगों का। तो दैट इज वाई हम लोगों ने सोचा कि एक छोटा सा प्रोग्राम रखते हैं और भैया लोगों से बात करते हैं अपने कॉलेज से, हो सके तो बाहर के कॉलेजेस से, एंड लेट अस गिव देम द आंसर्स दे वांट। तो उनका क्वेश्चंस जो है वो मैं आपको पेश करूंगा और वी विल होप कि वी विल गेट द बेस्ट ऑफ द आंसर, एंड डेफिनेटली वी विल। सो पहला क्वेश्चन यही है कि भैया, जैसे अभी पूरा आपका कॉलेज लाइफ, मतलब आपने एक एक्सपीरियंस किया टोटल 4 years। नाउ यू हैव बीन प्लेस्ड इन अ वेरी गुड कंपनी Atlassian एंड यू हैव गॉट द हाईएस्ट पैकेज। तो अभी अगर आपको एक, इफ यू गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी कि अगर आपको वापस जाके जो एक फर्स्ट ईयर में जो बच्चा आया था उसको अगर आप एक एडवाइस दे सकें खुद को, तो वो क्या होगा, वो एडवाइस, वो पीस ऑफ एडवाइस?
जैसे तुमने सही बोला है, लाइक आई थिंक कि सीनियर्स के साथ इंटरेक्शन काफी मैटर करते हैं। तो
हाँ।
मुझे भी ऐसा लगा था कि फर्स्ट ईयर में मेरा इंटरेक्शन काफी कम था सीनियर्स से। तो जैसे जैसे मैं सेकेंड ईयर में गया, थर्ड ईयर में गया, आई रियलाइज्ड इट एंड आई ट्राई टू वर्क अपॉन इट। सो आई वुड से कि ये बहुत मैटर करता है कि फर्स्ट ईयर से ही कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स को अपने सीनियर से इंटरेक्ट करना चाहिए, उनसे एडवाइस लेना चाहिए, उनके साथ इंटरेक्ट करके उनसे देखना चाहिए कि कौन किस फील्ड में काम कर रहा है एंड लाइक हाउ दे आर डूइंग इन देयर हैंडलिंग देयर एकेडमिक्स एंड देयर अदर इवेंट्स, और बाकी सब कैसे हैंडल करते हैं अपने कॉलेज लाइफ को। तो आई थिंक वो दिस इज सॉर्ट ऑफ दिस इज द एडवाइस लाइक आई वुड लाइक टू गिव टू माई सेल्फ इफ आई वॉज इन फर्स्ट ईयर।
हमें तो ये एडवाइस तो बहुत लाइक इट साउंड्स वेरी डीप एंड मतलब बहुत वैल्यू है इसमें। बट इसको थोड़ा अगर मैं बोलूंगा कि जैसे फर्स्ट ईयर के जो अभी आए हैं द करेंट स्टूडेंट्स, तो उनके पास शायद ये अपॉर्चुनिटी थोड़ा सा कम हो। दे हैव इट, बट अभी भी क्योंकि ऑनलाइन मोड में इंटरेक्शन उतना पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाता। तो फिर उनके लिए, फर्स्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आपका क्या एडवाइस होगा, योर पीस ऑफ एडवाइस फॉर देम?
आई वुड से कि फर्स्ट ईयर में हो, ऑब्वियसली लाइक अभी कॉलेज में न्यू हो काफ़ी, तो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि अभी एक्सप्लोर करने का टाइम है तुम्हारे पास। लाइक इट्स नॉट कि जस्ट तुम लोग किसी एक फील्ड में रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाओ या लाइक अभी से ही फोर्थ ईयर के बारे में सोचो उतना आगे। लाइक आई वुड सजेस्ट कि लाइक टेक थिंग्स वन स्टेप एट अ टाइम, टेक थिंग्स स्लोली, academics पे ऑब्वियसली ध्यान दो एंड लाइक ट्राई टू एंजॉय योर कॉलेज लाइफ एज वेल। लाइक काफी इंपॉर्टेंट होता है वो 4 years में कि लाइक तुम किसी एक फील्ड में बस रिस्ट्रिक्टेड नहीं रहो, लाइक ट्राई टू एक्सप्लोर एज मच एज यू कैन।
डेफिनेटली भैया, डेफिनेटली। एंड तो ये जो एक सीनियर इंटरेक्शन के बारे में, इसको थोड़ा सा और आगे ले जाना चाहूंगा मैं। और मेरे हिसाब से जो हम लोगों ने तो सिर्फ 6 मंथ्स, अराउंड 8 मंथ्स एक्सपीरियंस किया था कॉलेज का, तो उसके बाद तो बंद ही हो गया, वापस आ गए। तो वो जो एक 6 से 8 मंथ्स में मैंने रियलाइज किया कि क्लब्स आर मोस्टली द मेन रीजन कि जूनियर्स और सीनियर्स एक विदाउट एनी बायस इंटरेक्ट कर पाते हैं। और आप क्लब्स में बहुत एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व भी थे, एक क्लब में तो मैंने खुद देखा था। तो व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन, और आपके हिसाब से क्लब्स का कितना बड़ा रोल रहा? मेरा यही क्वेश्चन है कि क्लब्स का कितना बड़ा रोल रहा आपके इस पूरे अचीवमेंट में, अगर आप कहना चाहें।
आई वुड से कि बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ अ क्लब इज रियली इम्पैक्टफुल इन योर कॉलेज लाइफ। लाइक किसी भी क्लब में हो, बी इट एनी सोशल क्लब और बी इट एनी टेक्निकल क्लब, उसका काफी इम्पैक्ट रहता है तुम्हारे कॉलेज लाइफ में। बिकॉज यू गेट टू मीट other people, maybe seniors, your own batchmates या juniors, and like काफी कुछ सीखने को, ऑब्जर्व करने को मिलता है। एंड आई थिंक वो काफी इम्पैक्ट करता है लोगों को। लाइक इफ यू सी समवन डूइंग like your batchmate only and doing something, working on a project, तो तुम्हें भी like अंदर से लगेगा कि like yes, this is a good
हम्म।
project, you should work on this। या फिर like अगर तुम ही कोई प्रोजेक्ट करते हो एंड यू पुट इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर सीनियर्स, दे विल गिव यू एडवाइस विच इज वेरी वैल्यूएबल। तो मैं बोलूंगा कि क्लब्स का काफी बड़ा इम्पैक्ट होता है। and like rather than seeing it just like being a part of the club, you should try to get involved in its activities. अटेंड करो जितने हो सके उतने, बट एज टाइम प्रोग्रेसेस काफी कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. लाइक यू कैन वॉलंटियर इन द इवेंट्स एंड देन यू गेट टू ऑर्गेनाइज इवेंट्स. इफ यू सी लाइक HR राउंड्स जो होते हैं इंटरव्यू में, वो काफी कुछ फोकस्ड होते हैं इन सब चीजों से.
तो मतलब वही कि सबको अपने थोड़ा कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर निकल के इन क्लब्स के इवेंट्स में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए, और थोड़ा सा और लाइक इंटरेक्शन इज द बेसिस ऑफ व्हाट कॉलेज एक्चुअली इज. मतलब लोगों से मिलना, अलग लोगों से जानकर टू नो डिफरेंट थिंग्स. तो इसी पे जैसे कॉलेज लाइफ में क्लब्स और एकेडमिक्स और जो एक ट्रायंगल बनता है क्लब्स, एकेडमिक्स और स्लीप, तो इट इज ऑलवेज सेड दैट यू कैन नॉट मैनेज थ्री ऑफ देम. तीनों को आप मैनेज नहीं कर सकते. आई डोंट नो इफ इट्स ट्रू और नॉट. तो इसमें परफेक्ट बैलेंस आपके हिसाब से क्या होगा? व्हाट इज द बैलेंस बिटवीन क्लब एक्टिविटीज, एकेडमिक्स एंड योर पर्सनल डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज?
देखो, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है कि लाइक यू रिकॉग्नाइज व्हाट इज योर प्रायोरिटी एट अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम. Like if it's exams, then your priority should be academics. And if कोई event हो रहा है and like you are in a state to contribute to it, then your priority should be to give as much as you can in that event, because there's a lot to learn in that state. So मैं बोलूँगा कि like instead of, I've seen that many people go for like 5 or 6 clubs and join करते हैं, and like they're not able to be to contribute or like to be a part of even 1 or 2 clubs like till the end of the 4th year. So better ये है कि like you try to look for your interest and join at least at max 2 to 3 clubs, I would say, not more than that. इससे क्या होता है कि like you have enough time even for academics, and then you can contribute to each club according to the needs. Apart from this, obviously तुम्हारा personal life भी होगा, and like it's important कि तुम उसे भी time दो, because I would say कि like friends and like you will spend a lot of times in your hostel.
तो वही कि ज़्यादा अभी इन्वॉल्वमेंट, ज़्यादा ओवरवेलमिंग इन्वॉल्वमेंट भी सही नहीं है. फिर यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सेट प्रायोरिटीज. तो इस सब के बीच में लाइक इन योर एक्सपीरियंस व्हेन यू सैट डाउन फॉर Atlassian, कितना नॉलेज इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ, या फिर अगर मैं बोलूँ कि स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली कि GPA का वहाँ पे कितना रोल था और आपके एकेडमिक्स का कितना रोल था वहाँ पे?
Look, most of the companies have a basic cut off of CGPA. तुम्हें वो क्रॉस करना है, then only you will be allowed to sit in the online test. So in BIT Mesra, like I think the grading system has changed after our year. Like we were the last non-CBCS batch. So हम लोग का जो marking scheme होता था वो absolute होता था rather than relative. So the cutoff for most of the companies used to be 7 or 7.5. Apart from a few companies which had a cutoff of 8. So if you're above 8, like you will be eligible for almost 99% of the companies. So it's very important कि you aim for at least 7.5. I would say कि 7.5 से ऊपर रखने का कोशिश करो, because it's important कि तुम at least eligible हो कि तुम most of the companies में बैठ सको. You have a chance to crack the companies. And apart from that, like कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जो कि कॉलेज के लाइक एकेडमिक्स में होते हैं, एंड उनका काफी रोल होता है प्लेसमेंट सीजन में भी, लाइक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स, डेटाबेस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम, नेटवर्किंग, एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स एंड एल्गोरिदम्स. तो अगर ये सब सब्जेक्ट्स है तो इन पे फोकस करो, जिस भी सेमेस्टर में तुम्हारे इन पे फोकस करो, एंड लाइक ट्राई टू मेंटेन अ डिसेंट GPA.
ओके भैया, तो फिर मतलब एक बेसिक एकेडमिक लाइफ और इसमें एक बेसिक GPA जो 7.5 का, वो भी मेंटेनेबल है मेरे हिसाब से. तो इट इज नॉट अ वेरी बिग फैक्टर. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, जो एक कोडिंग नेसेसरी होता है, वी नो कि इंटरव्यूज के लिए कोडिंग इज नेसेसरी, यू शुड नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट. तो उस पे आपका क्या अप्रोच था? मतलब कोडिंग में आपका क्या अप्रोच था?
या सो अप्रोच ये रहता है कि लाइक बेसिकली तुम फर्स्ट ईयर में आ रहे हो, तो लाइक इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट कि तुम बेसिक C++ एटलीस्ट सीखो. लाइक हम लोग के लिए कोर्स में था एंड लाइक आई हैड अ लिटिल प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ C++, सो इट डेफिनेटली हेल्प्स। बट यहाँ पे आके काफ़ी कुछ ज़्यादा होता है, तो इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट कि एटलीस्ट फर्स्ट ईयर में C++ पे ध्यान दो। आई थिंक सेकेंड ईयर में DSA आ जाता है कोर्सेज में, तो
हाँ
उसके
भैया।
बाद आई थिंक पीपल स्टार्ट डूइंग कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग, एंड आई थिंक दैट इज नेसेसरी बिकॉज एक फील्ड है जिसमें लोग को एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए। लाइक काफ़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है, लाइक ऑफ कैंपस भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आती है, एंड इनका जनरली जो ऑनलाइन टेस्ट होता है वो डिफिकल्ट होता है एज कम्पेयर टू ऑन कैंपस। सो हैविंग अ बेटर होल्ड ग्रिप ऑन DSA ऑब्वियसली हेल्प्स। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कॉन्टेस्ट्स, काफ़ी कॉन्टेस्ट्स करवाते हैं, क्लब्स करवाते हैं, एंड ऑब्वियसली प्लेटफॉर्म्स में भी होता है। तो ट्राई करो कि किसी एक प्लेटफॉर्म को पिकअप करो एंड लाइक उस पे कॉन्टेस्ट्स दो। ट्राई टू बी कंफर्टेबल विद द ID, द एनवायरनमेंट ऑफ द प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि लाइक हाउ टू रीड इनपुट्स, हाउ टू राइट प्रोग्राम्स इन द फंक्शनल फॉर्म। तो ये सब लाइक ऐसा नहीं हो कि तुम वहां पे जाओ ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में एंड यू सी लाइक दिस इज कम्प्लीटली
फर्स्ट टाइम।
न्यू फॉर यू। या
यस भैया।
तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, इसलिए लाइक ट्राई टू वर्क, लाइक ट्राई टू कोड ऑन डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स ऑल्सो। लाइक जरूरी नहीं है कि तुम सब में जाके रोज कॉन्टेस्ट दो, बट लाइक एटलीस्ट किसी एक में ट्राई करो कि रेगुलर रहो। एंड डेफिनेटली क्वेश्चंस लाइक काफी हार्ड नहीं रहते, बट दे विल बी वेरी कॉन्सेप्चुअल। लाइक इफ यू गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मुझे ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर यूज करना है या ये एल्गोरिदम यूज करना है, देन एटलीस्ट 75% ऑफ द वर्क गेट्स डन। उसके बाद तुम्हें बस उसे सही से इम्प्लीमेंट करना है। और ये जो प्रोसेस है कि कौन सा आइडेंटिफाई करने का कि कौन सा डेटा स्ट्रक्चर यूज करना है या फिर कौन सा एल्गोरिदम यूज करना है, दैट कम्स विथ एक्सपीरियंस। सो इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि तुम जो बेसिक क्वेश्चन है उसे अच्छे से सॉल्व करो। ट्राई टू डिस्कस इट विथ योर फ्रेंड्स एंड find the optimal solution. Like what could be the follow-up questions in an interview is how can you optimize this code further. So try to work on that, and obviously have discussion with your friends। साथ में कॉन्टेस्ट देने का मतलब मैं बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि लाइक पैरेलली सब कॉन्टेस्ट दो खुद, एंड लाइक ट्राई टू डिस्कस आफ्टर द कॉन्टेस्ट कि व्हाट वाज योर अप्रोच एंड हाउ कुड यू हैव ऑप्टिमाइज्ड इट बेटर। सो या
तो हाँ भैया। सो भैया आप ना जैसे ये पूरा एक्सपीरियंस किया है एक, तो आपको कहीं भी ऐसा अभी लगता है या कभी लगा था दैट एज अ जूनियर समवेयर डाउन द लाइन आई हैव मेड अ मिस्टेक इन माय अप्रोच एनीवेयर, कभी भी अगर आपको अगर ऐसा लगा, वी जस्ट वांट टू नो, एंड इफ यस तो वो कौन सा था?
आई वुड से कि I was not very enthusiastic about giving contests। तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि लाइक थर्ड ईयर में जब मैं इंटर्नशिप में बैठा था तो आई डिड नॉट हैव प्रॉपर प्रैक्टिस ऑफ द DSA, एंड लाइक आई ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन दैट, क्योंकि बहुत मैटर करता है DSA, बिकॉज ऑनलाइन टेस्ट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेज फॉर ऑल द कंपनीज। तो मुझे लगा कि लाइक आई
ओके
हैव
भैया।
गिवन लेस नंबर ऑफ कॉन्टेस्ट्स, सो आई ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन इट।
ओके भैया। सो इसके बाद और एक क्वेश्चन जैसे एक जूनियर ने पूछा है कि सेकेंड ईयर से शुड वी स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द इंटरव्यूज एंड कोडिंग राउंड्स ऑफ द प्लेसमेंट ऑफ MNCs? इफ यस और नो वट एवर योर आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी, तो कौन सा वो आइडियल ईयर होता है जिससे, मतलब आइडियल नहीं, जो भी ईयर यू रिकमेंड कि कौन से ईयर से स्टूडेंट्स शुड स्टार्ट एक्चुअली प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इंटरव्यूज एंड द कोडिंग राउंड्स?
आई वुड से कि दिस इज नॉट लाइक एग्जॉस्टिव प्रोसेस, लाइक कि हाँ ये अब स्टार्ट करने का समय है एंड लाइक अब खत्म हो जाएगा। इट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन like how much time you can give and like how much time you actually need to conquer a topic. Like if like you may start from first year and then you may not complete till fourth year, whereas someone may start from second year and can complete everything in the same time, means
हाँ
by
भैया।
fourth year। So the point is ki rather than thinking ki when is the right time, you should think that now is the right time and start doing।
So there is no, sorry,
Yeah,
Bhaiya,
there
to
is
interrupt.
nothing like this is the right time. Now is the
So we
right
should
time.
start as early as possible.
Yeah,
That should be the
obviously.
approach.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
Bhaiya.
you should just start, like rather than worrying कि अब मुझे 6 महीने बाद start करना है, better to start now.
और एक क्वेश्चन था भैया, तो इसमें जैसे एक स्टूडेंट ने पूछा है, डू प्रोजेक्ट्स नीड टू बी वेरी गुड फॉर प्लेसमेंट?
Actually, I would say yes, because if you see like जो recruiters आते हैं, especially in 4th year, वो काफी campuses घूम के आते हैं. Like they are not just visiting BIT and they are not newbies. Like they have taken a lot of interviews. So if you think कि तुम कोई कोर्स का प्रोजेक्ट अपने रेज्यूमे में डाल दोगे and if you don't have proper background knowledge, then you can go away with it, then you need a lot of luck for that. I have personally experienced कि your projects are a very good way of showing your knowledge level. Like if you have a good project on your resume, it really builds your resume to a very good extent. क्योंकि तुम्हारे क्वेश्चंस जो है वो, if you have a good project, there will be definitely questions on that, and you will, if you have worked on it properly, you will definitely be able to answer most of it. And actually that helps a lot because it shows like your approach to how you solve a problem, how you work in a team. So ये सब like एक project is not just कि तुम्हारा code है, it's a whole process कि you had an idea, you build a plan, you had a team, you worked on it step by step, you realized what were the challenges and how you conquered it. So I think rather than thinking कि projects are just a part of your resume, think at it as like a whole process and try to work on this. So yeah, it's
So
obviously very important.
yeah, it is very important and we cannot be lenient about it. Like we have
Yeah.
to put our best.
Yeah, it, like I would say कि if you must have like two good projects in your resume, like it's not very hard, because I would say कि you have a time period of like let's say तुम second year में भी अगर development start भी करते हो तो like you have second year and third year, 2 years are there, and two projects are not like बहुत, not a lot. Like you can have two good projects in your resume very easily. Like you can either do it as a part of under any prof, or like with your team in any hackathon or anything. Like काफी events होते हैं colleges में भी जिसमें encourage किया जाता है students को कि they take part, they are mentored throughout the project. So you can be a part of any of those also and have a good project.
तो एक जो मोस्टली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन है बच्चों में, एंड मोस्टली फ्रॉम एवरी ब्रांच, दे वांट टू नो कि हाउ मच डज ब्रांच मैटर इन प्लेसमेंट्स. अगर कोई टॉप एमएनसीज में बैठना चाहता है एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर, दे वांट टू गिव द जॉब इंटरव्यू फॉर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर. तो does it matter if he is from chemical or EC or IT or any other branch that for that matter?
I would say कि in colleges, like some companies have a criteria for particular branches. Like mostly companies allow circuital and IMSC from my experience. Like it was this year, like for the past 2 years, but it's not compulsory. Like I've seen many companies have started changing their criteria as well and have become lenient in this aspect. But yes, कुछ कुछ कंपनीज में ऐसा होता है कि they do not allow all the branches to sit for the online test for the.
So भैया, the company for which you sat in, मतलब Atlassian के लिए, उनका क्या branch restrictions था, if
I
there was?
think, yeah, I think there was a branch restriction of circuital branches, CS, IT, EC, Triple E, and I'm not sure about IMSC. Like, yeah, I think that was more or less the.
Okay भैया. Students want to know कि what should be the preparation strategy if they start, मतलब if they've been in negligence say for about 1 year and they want to start from second year. or they want to start from third year. So एक preparation strategy, एक brief आपके हिसाब से क्या होना चाहिए if somebody starting from first year, if somebody starting from second year, if somebody starting from third year. तो इसके बारे में क्या?
Look, as I said, ki it does not matter when you start. There are some things that you will have to do, irrespective of which year you start. That is, you will have to have a good knowledge of DSA, and you need a good knowledge of operating systems and DBMS if it's software profiles, like software engineering profiles. Apart from this, computer networks are also important in some companies. It depends upon the company mostly. Uske baad, like you need good communication skills and other soft skills as well, because as you see, like अब तो अभी जैसा situation है, जैसे ऑनलाइन हो रहा है सारा प्रोसीजर, तो उसमें तुम्हारे कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स भी मैटर करते हैं काफी, like how well you are able to pitch yourself. Apart from these, I would say कि your resume matters. So seeing that in mind, you will also have to work on some projects, like at least 2 good projects.
So
I think that's the overall strategy key. You need to cover everything out of these.
So
have good projects on your resume, and I think the soft skills.
okay, so basically it is whenever we start, no matter if it's first, second, third year or whatsoever, there are a basic bunch of skills that we need to acquire, and we need to know which those skills are, as you told most of them. So we need to chart out our plan, and our aim should be whatever year it is, we need to conquer those skills.
Yes.
Okay, Bhaiya. So now the next question is about your personal experience, जो आपका experience था when you sat down for Atlassian. So can you tell us about the stages there were, and what was your experience in all of them?
So the first stage was the online test. So it was, I think, held in HackerRank. Yeah, it was held in HackerRank, and there were 3 questions of easy, medium, and hard level. If you are regular in DSA, then you would like 90 minutes mile the, and like you could have completed 3. Like if you were like on a good day, you could have completed 3 within, let's say, 75 minutes. I solved all the 3 questions. उसके बाद I think around 15 लोग shortlist हुए थे for the second round. So the second round was the personal interview round. So in second round, mostly the focus was on your DSA skills, your projects which are there in the resume, and other skills, like let's say operating systems, database management systems, या जो भी तुमने अपने resume पे लिखा है, based on that. It was around 60 minutes long, so like 60 to 75 minutes long. Since it's not possible to have a whiteboard round, they had a ID open, and like you have to code and run the program in there. I think like HackerRank का code pair होता है, वैसे ही था. Like you can see in HackerRank, there's a code pair section also. In the second round for me was actually Atlassian's culture round, values round, sorry, Atlassian values round. So this round is mostly like a HR round, but actually quite difficult than the normal rounds, क्योंकि इसमें तुम्हें अपने experiences share करने पड़ते हैं, and you are judged on your criteria of how well you suit to the profile and to the Atlassian culture in a whole. Like how do you work in a team? How do you handle conflicts? How do you take your responses, and how do you interact to it? Like how do you interact to feedback? So these are few things that were asked in this round. This round was also around 60 to 75 minutes long. After this, I had the second technical round. That was for me mostly focused on my project. Like I had to code a certain part of my project, during that interview. Like वो भी code पे round था. I had to code while sharing my screen. That was for around 45 to 60 minutes. The third round was a bit short for me. Apart from that, I think like lastly, 3 people were shortlisted for the full-time roles and internship.
So basically, from the way I'm counting, there were 4 rounds, 4 stages.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how to go about internships for juniors? How would you suggest them? Where to find internships and how to go about them?
I would say कि colleges में on campus जो आते हैं opportunities that are, I would say, like काफी काफी अच्छे companies आती हैं, तो उनको obviously target करना. Apart from this, like there are several off-campus opportunities also available that are that occur every year. Like every year, I think I know Goldman Sachs hires interns off campus. Then Amazon hires off campus. Like काफी सारे companies का regular drive होते रहता है. So it's necessary कि तुम LinkedIn पे रहो and like you remain active there, because काफी companies के आते हैं offline opportunities as well in internship. Apart from these, I would say, yeah, like there are also several, like you can intern and like not intern, but like you can work on a project under any professor if you think it's worthwhile. So I think that's all.
Okay, Priya. So during all these during all these internships and job interviews and everything, there's a question in my mind. Did you get nervous at any point in this whole process?
Yeah, I think that's really an obvious answer. Yes, I was nervous.
So,
I
and
would
how did you handle it? If you were nervous, then how did you handle it?
I would say कि it's obviously like if you are giving your interview in an online mode, then it is actually a little easier as compared
Yes.
to offline interviews, right? Apart from this, I think like the main thing you should keep in mind is like uh, it's not like if you don't clear this company, there is that is the end. I think you must have a positive approach through the whole process, because I would say कि ये बस एक दो कंपनी का नहीं होता है. It's quite an exhaustive process and you will have to have a positive approach throughout. You may get rejected from one company, 2 companies, but what's important is कि तुम सीखो कि क्या तुम गलत कर रहे हो, क्या सही कर रहे हो, and try to work on those things. Try to identify your strengths and weaknesses, as I said, and work on those things. Like if you are not able to clear online round, you know that you are weak in DSA and try to work on that. If you think like you are constantly being rejected in HR round, try to work on your soft skills and try to give mock interviews, because it helps a lot if you are actually giving mock interviews and other steps, because you get a idea of how to approach any question or how to answer any question. So it's important कि तुम अपना composure रखो throughout the process, because it's just the starting of your professional career. Like it's not कि तुम अब जिस भी company में जाओगे वहीं तुम्हें 40 साल काम करना है. So don't get disheartened if you do not get into your dream company, let's say for the in your first attempt, because that happens with a lot of people. So try to be positive throughout the approach.
So, the thing that I understood from your answer is that कि यही नहीं सोचना है कि this is the end. There is a lot of opportunities out there that students can target, and they will definitely land a good opportunity. So they have to be
Yeah.
positive. And
Yeah,
working,
because thinking about the result से और ज्यादा pressure आता है. Like if you think कि like I have to do the good I have to do good, I have to do good in this company, तो उससे काफी pressure build up हो जाता है. So like I
Yes.
think do not have that pressure. Like try to take things one at a time. Like, okay, this is the online test. I will try to give my best in this online round and see what happens. If I clear it, then I will look forward to the next interview round. Like, okay, I will try to give my best in this round and see how well I am prepared. What is the level preparation? So how well I am prepared for these. And take things one at a time rather than thinking ki, yeah, I have to just, this is the company and I have to clear it anyhow.
Yes, sure. So definitely giving one's best and knowing that there are a lot of other opportunities out there and they are waiting, and also that we have to realize first our weak areas, whatever they are. They can be DSA, communication, anything, and working on them. So dhire dhire, I guess we will whosoever is facing difficulties in interviews, they will dhire dhire they will conquer it. So, so next question is that uh, it is very important in interviews how much I can convey to the person in front of me, and it is also the thing that mostly scares people, that even if I know something and I'm not able to convey it, then that will definitely result in a person not being chosen. So the key role comes over here to cracking any interview is communication skills. So, how to improve or work on someone or on someone's communication skills if someone feels that that he needs working, it is not good enough, and is afraid before the interviews. How can he improve it and how can he work on it?
Yeah, I would say ki the best thing that you can do to work on this is give mock interviews. Like there are a number of platforms. One such platform is Pram that I used during my preparation. So Pramp is a platform where you will, like, it is free for all, first and the foremost thing, and like you get to give interviews with random people. You just select a slot, and there will be two questions, one which you have to answer, and the other which your interviewer will have to answer. So how it helps is, like, let's say you are, first and the foremost thing is you are meeting a random person. That is the best case, like that is the scenario in normal interviews also. And you will be trying to explain a solution which you have come up, like which you have formed during that, let's say, half an hour. So you will have to go through all the stages that are actually there in an actual interview. So I would say ki the best thing is to give mock interviews as much as you can. If you if you are like, if you know that, okay, like my DSA is good, I have enough preparation of DSA, then I should, and there's time for you in hand, and try to give mock interviews. It's really helpful. And
Okay, so please
yeah,
go.
and apart from that, I would say ki like communication skills obviously matter karte hai kafi. So try to be like, let's say if you have a question that your interviewer is asking, then rather than just jumping to the answer, try to show him your process. Like, it's not that he wants to see which is the optimized way. He wants to know your thought process throughout the solution, like how you approach the solution, how you find the edge cases, how you convert your ideas into code, and how you finally execute everything. So
Okay.
that's very important, that you show your whole thought process rather than just jumping into the conclusion or the result.
So there are two points that I have understood from your advice and solution. That first of all is before any interview we are going to give, if we are afraid and if we have any doubts, so we can हम हमेशा mock interviews we can give a lot of them. And second is while giving solution to any question, कोई भी question का answer देते वक्त we can always go through the solution. मतलब हम हमेशा solution deliver कर सकते हैं rather than jumping onto the conclusion, the answer that is.
Yeah.
So definitely very valuable inputs these were. So these are the basic few questions left. There are two of them. So first of that is आप बैठे थे आप on campus placement में. So did you specifically target Atlassian or were you open to all opportunities and it just like you got it?
I would say कि I was open to all companies. Like ऐसा कुछ criteria नहीं था कि मुझे बस Atlassian के लिए. I was preparing just for Atlassian. So in general, I think everyone should be like open to companies. Like before actually companies arrive, it's posted in the TNP portal. Go and look at the company, go and look at their website and see if that company suits you. Like, would you like to work for that company? And if you think the answer is yes, then I think you should apply for that company. And you should not target any company in specific. Like, it's good that you have your dream companies, but
Yes.
rather than thinking that this is the only company I want to target, I think in general you should have a open mind on this. Like, I like target all the companies that are good rather than just a specific group of companies.
So on this, Bhaiya, जो आपने input दिया, I would like to tell all the viewers that we were going to have a combined interview. So this interview was going to be combined, and we were going to have three of the bhaiyas. So I read on Medium, मतलब एक in पूरा explained article था, भैया ने लिखा था. I don't remember भैया का नाम याद नहीं है. So there he specifically said कि somewhere down the line he regretted that he specifically chose some companies and he thought that he was only going to sit for those for internships. And later on he said that that was maybe a mistake and that a person should be open to all opportunities because just being choosy can like alter the process because nobody can be sure. There is a very मतलब बहुत it is a process एक process है and nobody is sure of it कि it is going to happen even if you're best of the best. So selection is not always guaranteed. So I guess people should be open to all opportunities. And this is the last question, Bhaiya. So a lot of students, as I've said before, are stuck in this pandemic. They're in their houses. They've not been out. They've not even seen the face of the college. And if I think myself in their spot, I see like a very lack of knowledge. Because there is a knowledge that we get from books, lectures, videos. That's okay, but there is a knowledge we get from experience, and experience. The knowledge we get from experience is the knowledge we get from implementation. So that is a very important form of knowledge that we get. So they are actually being deprived of, I will say, a very crucial phase of life. So I would want you to give them a piece of advice, whatever you think is necessary for them. एंड आई वुड लाइक मैं चाहूंगा कि आप उन लोगों को बताइए कि इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम से मतलब व्हाट वुड बी बेस्ट फॉर देम डूइंग व्हाट वुड बी बेस्ट एंड हाउ शुड दे कोप विद ऑल ऑफ दिस.
Yeah, obviously, like, you guys are missing one of the best times of your college, that is the first year, because there is no pressure, like, don't have placements or any other things to like think about a lot. So yeah, you're obviously missing a good time, but that doesn't mean that your college life is over, right? You have a lot of opportunities still in the online paradigm. Try to be a part of try to get involved into as much activities as you can and to experience your college life. Try to join clubs if you are interested in any of them. And I would say try to interact with your seniors if possible, because I would say that they have experienced everything firsthand and would be the uh, best source of knowledge to handle any situation, like be it academics or be it any other field. Like, I think they have already experienced what you might be going through and can obviously relate much better. So try to take in the advice. Apart from that, I would say ki, yeah, try to explore all the fields rather than being just, you know, being in a particular field. Try to explore, because I think college life काफी opportunities रहती है. Try to make your own decisions and don't try to follow what others are doing. Like if someone is doing something, that may be his decision. Don't try to force it upon yourself. If you think like I should be doing this, I like doing this, then give it a go rather than just being, following someone else and not, and later repenting it. uh Apart from that, I would say ki, yeah, like obviously the end, like you would obviously want कि लास्ट में एक अच्छी जॉब हो कॉलेज से निकलने टाइम. सो ऑब्वियसली ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन थिंग्स दैट विल मैटर. लाइक इट्स नॉट कि तुम फर्स्ट ईयर से ही सीपी करते रहो दिन भर बैठ के. इट्स ओके दैट इफ यू contribute some part of your time and try to explore other things also. But yeah, like these things are important. So your CGPA will matter. So try to have at least a good like 7 or 7.5 above. Try to clear your back papers as early as possible if you have any. Apart from that, I would say कि BIT में काफी opportunities है. Like I would say कि it's one of the best campuses. काफी बहुत अच्छा area है, so you would actually enjoy. Apart from that, yeah, some things may not be up to your expectations. That will happen in life, so try to ignore those. And there are obviously things that are not in your hand. Like try to think about things like that you can control rather than thinking about the things that are out of your control.
Like this pandemic, I guess.
Exactly. Like that's also with the placement season. Like you can only give your best. You cannot guarantee that you will go into or you will get selected into any companies or any particular company. So rather than thinking about what is not in your hand, try to think what is in your hand and try to work upon that, I would say.
Okay, Veya, so like आपने सारे questions you have answered very patiently and we are very, very thankful to you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for answering all the questions and giving your precious advice to all the juniors, and we hope that you do very well in life, and I hope all the viewers and everyone they are safe and they will see to a good future, and that is all from us. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. All the best.